Hi, welcome to day 3 of our 10-day journey into beauty as a soulful language. Today, we are talking about a facet of beauty that is very dear to my heart, especially at this time in my life. It's been something that has unfolded for me over the last few months, and seeing it in the way that I have and that has been presented in my life has been life-changing for me. So I'm excited to deliver this facet of beauty through this video to you today to consider for your own perspective and to add to your own definition of beauty. So we're talking about the Hebrew word for beauty, which is yafa. I could be saying that completely wrong. Forgive me if I am. Yapha, Y-A-P-H-A, Hebrew for beauty. From the definition, the translation of that word, Yapha, is it's seen through the blooming of a flower, or the glow within something. So thinking about that in terms of beauty and defining beauty in our own lives and our own worlds, there's something to the art of blooming, of allowing ourselves to bloom in our truth and in who we are, who we were born to be, in our purpose. And also witnessing other people blooming or glowing in their own purpose and their own truth of who they are and who they were born to be. It's such a beautiful perspective when we are able to see those things in each other and in the natural world. And I think that a flower, you can see up here, the flower above me, when we think of a flower and witnessing a flower blooming, it's such a beautiful natural miracle to watch it come from this bud into this blooming and opening of this naturally beautiful, soft, tender thing. And seeing that around us in our world is so inspiring to our own inner beauty. And what I am learning in a big way is that when we witness the beauty out there in the world, it's reminding us or helping us recall beauty within. And I heard a quote the other day, or read a quote, and I'm paraphrasing the quote, but it said something along the lines of, if you really want to change the world, first go within yourself and change things within yourself and do things for yourself, make a difference for yourself. If you want to make a difference in the world, make a difference in yourself, in your own inner world, because often we forget that we have a whole world within us, within our own self. And that was so powerful to me, and just paraphrasing that even gives me full body chills, because it's such a true thing. And I recently made a shift in my life, in my perspective and mindset, that has been life-altering, completely changing my life. And the shift that I made was I switched from coming from a mindset of I want to make a difference. I want to do all these things for all these people and make global change, and so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And I switched that to, what difference do I want made? And I went within and made it within me first. And what I'm finding in doing that is, when I make the difference within me, within my own inner world, it reflects out there. The difference I wanted to make in the first place is being made by me first making it within myself. And it's such a different mindset. And it sounds so strange to say that, I don't want to, I'm no longer thinking I'm going to make a difference, or I'm going to help, or I'm going to serve, or I'm going to do that out there, and thinking more, how do I first do it for me? How do I allow me to come forth and interact in these ways, in service, in helping, and in making a difference that changes my inner world? It's a slight difference, and it does sound so strange saying it out loud because we've been so conditioned and taught to help and to serve and um, to be out there doing all of those things which we need to be doing. But when we forget ourselves in that process, when we close off our inner world from that process, we can't make the same difference that we could if we were allowing that blooming of ourself in that service and in that helping and in that that seeking to make a difference. So it's not necessarily saying you're no longer going to make a difference or serve. It's saying I'm going to show up differently because I'm going to open my own inner world into this service, into this helping, into this love. How can I bring what I have to give, or open myself to be a channel for the divine to come through me in this moment and serve in a way that also allows me to grow and to see my own beauty and allow my own beauty to bloom and glow, which is it's completely different. It's so different. It's so different from just going and helping versus helping in full bloom, in your glow, allowing your own self to come forward, no matter what emotion comes with that, no matter what fear comes with that, or analyzing of am I perfect or not, or it's just a deeper way of serving. So that's a totally different topic, different episode, but I wanted to talk about that in this context because when we think about blooming, when we think about inner glow, and we allow ourselves to see it within our own world, we're able to see it in other people, and we're able to see it in the natural world. And it works both ways. So we can see something beautiful. We can see a flower blooming, and it reminds us, it helps us recall something within ourselves, a part of our own inner beauty and our own inner world. And the exact opposite, we can find something in our own inner world that we see our own beauty, and then we start to see beauty all over in our outer world. We see flowers blooming, we see the beauty in the trees. It kind of lifts the blinders off of things that you pass by every day into you're now in this journey of noticing and experiencing in the fullness of the beauty of everything around you. You open your eyes to that. So I think that was coded that way. It was made that way, designed that way on purpose, so that we can recall our own inner beauty. And when we do recall our own inner beauty, our light, our glow, and allow it to bloom, we see it in our outer world as well. And vice versa. So with this topic, I think I already said in the beginning that this has been something that has it's been speaking to me so loudly. It's been so vibrant in every way of sensing, through my sight, through witnessing things that I see, through hearing things, through feeling things, through deep connection with people, with the world, with earth, with myself. And I think that comes in our most tender moments. I think that when we go through things that are difficult to go through, that are emotional and that bring pain but growth, when we go through those type of things, we begin to see the real sense of that beauty of blooming and of allowing ourselves to glow, of allowing or acknowledging the glow all around us. So I was going through a very difficult time and have been over the last couple months. And not to get into what the difficulty was, but it was a very dark time for me and for my family. And there, in the thick of it, it was about two weeks that we were in the thick of this trying time, this challenge. And I remember walking past this. I had these flowers in my room, and they were fresh flowers. They stargazer lilies, and when I was gifted them, they were far from blooming. They weren't ready to bloom yet. So I had them in my room, and during this dark time, they were sitting there, and I remember at one of the lowest parts of this time where I felt the depths of heartbreak. And in that moment, I walked past this bouquet of flowers, and it was as if in my walking past it, I literally witnessed it opening. I walked past as it was opening. And I haven't ever had that experience. It's in the past for me, it's always been, you see the bud of a flower and then you wake up the next day and it's bloomed. This, I literally watched it bloom. I watched this stargazer lily just open, and it was the biggest stargazer lily I have ever seen in my life. I don't even know how it's possible that they get as big as this one was. Probably as big as my face. It was giant and so gorgeous, so beautiful. It smelled so amazing. And as it bloomed, I felt this darkness cradle the light. I felt this darkness that I was in cradling the light. It was holding the light within myself, within my life, within everything that connects us as human beings and as beings, all beings. And as I felt that cradling of that darkness and saw this gift that this lily, this blooming of this stargazer lily gave to me in showing me that darkness was cradling the light, I was overcome with emotion, and it pulled me out of that really, really difficult place, that low of lows. It helped me see things from a different perspective, and it allowed things to awaken in me that were glowing, that wanted to shine brighter. And through that, the darkness allowed it to shine brighter. It allowed it to come forward in me and help me myself see it in myself, see those things in myself, see that glow, that illumination of something grow into something that was shining bright. So bright that I could finally see it, that there was no way that I could not see it. There was no way that I could close my eyes to block it out. It was so bright that even with eyes closed, you could see the light through the eyelids. It was that bright and that vibrant. I am speaking in metaphors. I acknowledge that that was my experience through that. It allowed me to, through a dark time, through that darkness of that challenge, to see that it was cradling the light in my own life, and that it was showing me the things that I needed to allow to fall away from me